We have been playing NCAA 14 for the last 11 years, but all good things must come to an end. College Football 25 comes out in a week and will replace NCAA 14 as the newest college football video game, and we will move on. But that is not to say we will forget about NCAA 14. In this video, I will go over how I see NCAA 14 playing out over the next month to the next year to the next decade, and how people will never truly forget about one of the best sports video games ever. Starting out with the coming week and kind of when College Football 25 officially comes out, and people will compare the two right up rip, and people already are, and I have to say I'm one of those people. I've been comparing it to NCAA 14, and the reason for that is we really have nothing else to go off of. We have no other context besides, NCAA 14 and Madden. So you don't have any other football games, AAA, whatever you want from EA. So we really have to use a game from 2013 as our main comparison between the two. Partly because Madden is so far gone by now that, it's so bad it's not even worth comparing, because the newer game is always going to win out just because Madden is not a good video game. The gameplay video came out today where Bordeaux and, Donovan Edwards faced off, and it was about 20 minutes long, but people have already been saying stuff like, for example, the snow in NCAA 14 looks so much better, and I really have to agree. There's always going to be things, it can't be a perfect game that's coming out in a week, but there will be things where we say, NCAA 14 did this better, but for the most part, I believe that most things will be in College Football 25's favor, as it's the newer game. It's on a next gen console. Has all these upgrades and stuff. So just by virtue of how it's created, College Football 25 will always have the upper hand. So back to NCAA 14. In the first month of College Football 25 coming out, every single aspect will be scrutinized. Stuff like cuts, passing, tackle animations will all be deeply looked at, and people will say they will compare it to NCAA 14 and Madden, and we already saw some of that today with the tackle animations. People are saying it looks a lot more clean than some of the other games that have come out, but obviously there will be some nostalgia bias towards NCAA 14, and people like to say it's a perfect game, even though it is not at all. And I'm not even being a hater right now, but I could make a whole video off of stuff that NCAA did wrong, or just problems in general with it, glitches, stuff like that. Not even glitches, but just things they should have done better when the game come out. And you look back at the trailers, there are dislikes. In 2013 when it came out, people weren't extremely excited, and then 11 years later people are saying, oh, this game is so good, I'm gonna play this forever, and no college football game is coming close, because that's just not true at all. And I really don't understand where they're coming from when people say stuff like that. The people that like to say that how College Football 25 will never meet expectations, I would love to put them back in 2013, the same people that are here today saying that, and they would say the exact same thing with NCAA 14. They'd say stuff like, oh, the recruiting system is too bare bones. Let's go back to NCAA 13 where, you could do a lot more and it was more tedious, but maybe tedious isn't the right word if you're talking about more in depth. I believe it's all about how you look at things, and I try to stay positive, and I always like to give EA the benefit of the doubt. I know in other videos I've talked and you guys have said that, you don't really think the same things I do, but I try to say I think this game is going to be good, and the more and more that come out about it, and the more deep dives and gameplay stuff, I really do think this game is going to be great, and I'm looking forward to how this series progresses with next year and the years after that. Hopefully it does not turn the corner and turn into Madden, but I do believe this game that comes out in a week will be very good and will provide a lot of fun for everyone, regardless of what game modes and how you play. Another thing about NCAA 14 is that many people will continue to play it once College Football 25 comes out, but not by their choice. Most likely, if you're watching this video, I've already pre-ordered or, saved up the money for the first couple weeks when it comes out to buy the game, but there will be people that have to wait till birthdays and Christmas, so they'll kind of be outside the party, I guess you could say. But as you know, there's really no online anymore, so they can play, single player dynasties all they want until they can finally get their hands on College Football 25. Going on to about a year from now, I see NCAA 14 being not much more than kind of a fond memory. Maybe you'll play it when you're bored, or you find your PS3 at the back of the closet and take it out to play another game, but it really just won't stack up to College Football 25, and you'll kind of sit there thinking, how did we play this for so long and not get kind of fed up, because the gameplay is kind of repetitive, Dynasty can get kind of boring at times, so there's stuff like that we've kind of just put up with, but for the most part, NCAA 14 will be untouched a year from now, or even 2 months from now, when everyone is in love with college football 25. There really will be no need to continue playing NCAA 14. The price of the game at eBay and GameStop and some other marketplaces has steadily increased over the last 11 years. It started out being like $25, but then it went up to about $90, then it was like $110 and stuff like that, depending on what console you're buying it for and stuff like that. But with Revamped, obviously you can play for free. But anyway, the sales for that game will obviously come crashing down. There will be still some sentimental value. People will still buy it for maybe $10, but I guess if you have a copy, you probably should have already sold it by now, because if you didn't, you're out of luck because you missed out about $80. But some people will keep their copy just for, once again, the sentimental value. You've played it for so long, you're just going to keep it for old time's sake. But once again, there will be people that get a taste of college football 25 one time and then, vow to never come back and play NCAA 14 till, they die. They play it forever or whatever because they say, oh, new wave EA is so bad, and that's good for them. They can do whatever they want, I guess, but I just think that's weird in my opinion. And I don't know how you can sit around with, a great game, College Football 25, completely available, especially when it's going to go on sale. They put Madden down, so I assume they do something similar probably around this time next year. They'll have it at $10 or something, so you might as well cop it at that point. I could see YouTubers going back and doing like a Dynasty series, kind of a special event thing where they go back to NCAA 14, probably Revamp though, where they, play a Dynasty, probably when College Football 25 is, in full swing, September, October. They can say, oh, that's kind of a novelty thing. Let's go back to NCAA 14, because by then we'll probably have already not forgotten about it, but it's out of our mind completely. So that would be something I could imagine happening, but once again, barely anyone will be playing it at all, and most people that are still playing it aren't doing it by choice. I just feel like if College Football 25 isn't a perfect game, then a lot of people are going to be let down. They've been playing NCAA 14 for 11 years, and over those 11 years, they have become kind of numb, I guess, to the bad parts of the game, simply because it was the only way they were able to play college football, and I would say I'm included in that group. Looking back right now, even with just the clips that we have, you can see NCAA 14 wasn't the greatest game ever. It was a fun game, don't get me wrong. There's a lot of stuff to do. Road to Glory Dynasty, Play Now, Mascot Mode, all that type of stuff was very, very fun to play when you were bored. But there was a lot of issues with it, and we just weren't seeing it because we didn't have a choice and we just had to play this game. So we will look back and say, how did we play this for so long? But thank you for watching. That's about it. That's how I kind of see, college football 25, college football 14, NCAA 14, whatever it is, the college football gaming world, I guess, how it's going to look like in a year, and how we're kind of just, a game from 11 years ago will kind of get forgotten a little bit down the line, and when, it becomes a series, college football 26, 27, 28, and it turns out to just be a yearly sports release like a ton of other games. So thank you for watching though, if you made it this far, and I will hope to see you in the next one. So bye.